Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to understand native English speakers and how to really improve your listening skills. What's more, I'll show you the biggest mistakes students make when trying to understand native speakers and also when doing the IELTS listening test. Let's do it. So, how are you listening skills? Do you sometimes find it hard to follow native speakers, to understand films or videos on YouTube, or even, oh my, to understand the IELTS speaking examiner? What about this phrase? Can you understand this? Should we go and have a good day? I want you to write that down on a piece of paper or in the comment box. Have a go. Should we go and have a good day? By the end of this video, you will understand that phrase, and you will also know the 5 things you need to take your listening skills to the next level. What's more, hey, we are going to be practicing so that you will even see a change in your listening skills by the end of the video. How good is that? Let's begin. So, what is the biggest mistake students make with listening? They focus on words, individual words, and try to translate them. That's not good, right? Because here's the secret. Words change in context. When you put 2 words together, the sound changes. If you're listening for individual sounds, you're not listening for the right thing. Take this phrase, good day. It sounds like one word, right? But it's actually 2 words, good and day. However, we don't say good day, good day, good day with clear separation. Instead, we say good-ay. We drop the D. Sounds, vowels, and consonants disappear when words come together. For example, we don't say excuse me clearly. We say excuse me, dropping the ek sound. Similarly, shall we go often sounds like shwe go. We even drop entire words. Instead of that's fine, we say it's fine. So, we drop vowels, consonants, and even words. How on earth are you supposed to understand? Well, knowing that these sounds disappear when words come together will help you. Another thing that happens when words connect is linking sounds. For example, have a blends together. Have a good day. Sometimes we even add sounds that aren't written. Go and becomes gowan. We add a w sound. How mad is that? Go and see sounds like gowan see, and the D drops. So, just to confuse you, we add a w and drop the duh. Go and have a good day. Go and have a good day. Get it? Put that all together, right? Should we go and have a good day? Should we go and have a good day? That was the phrase at the beginning. So, we've got all these things. We add sounds, we link things, we drop things. Boom. Not only that, but we also stress certain words, reduce some words, add intonation, and add rhythm. All of these things, plus tone, not forgetting, make it more difficult. Knowing all of this can help us listen and understand better. I'm going to show you all of these in a bit more detail. We're going to practice them so you can develop your listening skills. Just a small note, I'm not encouraging you to speak like this yet. This is a higher level of speaking, and if you can, fantastic. But our focus today is on listening and being able to recognize and notice these sounds. As you start listening more and more, you become aware of them, and you understand the sounds rather than focusing on individual words and translating. Right, so let's get going. I'm going to look at 5 things, okay? Word stress, chunks, weak forms, contractions, and connected speech, which cover all of the aspects we've talked about. Let's begin with word stress. Actually, grammatically, this is sentence stress. It's about the words that we stress in a sentence, okay? For example, can you spot and tell me which words I am stressing in this sentence? I'd like to get a ticket to London. I'd like to get a ticket to London. Like, ticket, London. I'd like to get a ticket to London. What about this one? Can you pay by cash? Pay. Cash. Can you pay by cash? Okay, so when you are listening to stuff, focus first on the stressed words because those are the ones that carry the main meaning. They're the most important words, typically the nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. The bigger words, right? Pay, cash. You can understand, can you pay by cash? Okay, 2 more examples. Again, pick out the words I stress. You should have asked. I would have been happy to do it. Asked, happy do. You should have asked. I would have been happy to do it. Or, that's fine. I didn't want to trouble you. Fine, trouble, you. It's fine. I didn't want to trouble you. Okay, so picking out those stressed words. Great. Here's a quick tip for you. You should be doing 2 kinds of listening, right? Intensive and extensive. Intensive listening involves very short audio or video clips, maybe up to a minute, where you analyze specific things. Extensive listening can be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or even an hour, watching a film, listening to a podcast, where you're just exposing yourself to the language and following the general idea, okay? You need to be doing both. When you're doing intensive listening, one exercise is to focus on the words that are stressed. Listen to the sentences. If you have the tape script or transcript, you can underline the stressed words or make a note on paper or mentally as you listen. Focus on the stressed words because they carry the meaning. So when you're doing IELTS listening for gist, for the main idea, the stressed words are the key ones, right? Can you pay by cash? Pay. Cash. That's all you need to know. You don't need to focus on every single word. Okay, dokie, moving on. Secondly, chunks. Chunks are really important, right? You remember at the beginning of the video I said, good day. Good day, good day. Have a good day, right? Have a good day is a chunk. It's a piece of language where we take the sound of that phrase and focus on the way it sounds. Have a good day, right? I don't know how many words that is. Have a good day. It's actually 4, but what's in my head is the sound. Have a good day. And you'll notice that most grammatical forms are really chunks, right? I'd like to. I'd like to. I'd like to get a ticket to London. I'd like to. You can actually practice with me. I'd like to. I'd like to. And really, right? Close your ears. Close your eyes and really listen to the sound. I'd like to. I'd like to. That's what you need to get. The same with I should have. I should have. I should have called before coming. Right? I would've. The same. I would've. So listen to those sounds. Can you? Can you? Can you help? Can you come? Can you give me? Can you get the sound, okay? Others. Very common ones. I want to. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. Notice here. I didn't. The ta. Oh, I dropped it. Drop the ta. I didn't want to. Want to. Want ta. I dropped the t. Oh, you've got the d here, the t here. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. Try it. I didn't want to. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to come. So start training your ear to pick out these sounds, or these chunks, right? The secret is chunks. Most idiomatic expressions are chunks, right? It's a piece of cake. I don't know how many words that is. It is a piece of cake. That is just one sound. It's a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake. It doesn't matter, right? Notice again. It doesn't. The to drops. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So your grammatical structures and your idiomatic expressions are mostly chunks, and this is what you need to be listening for. Excellent. Moving on. By the way, if you want to practice more and more chunks, go and check out the Fluency Gym on the website. The link's below. There are lots of chunks there. Lots of IELTS questions and answers, and they're done by chunks. And you can just practice listening and speaking. How good is that? Now, talking of the gym, the Fluency Gym, when you go to the gym, you see some people who are really strong, right? Now, what's the opposite of strong? The opposite of strong is weak. It's the same with language and words. So many words in English have a weak form and a strong form, right? Particularly the small little words in English, okay? Have a look at these words. How do you pronounce them? Well, I don't know what you said, but I'm guessing you said for, to, do, are, you. Now that's true 10% of the time, right? That's the strong form. And we use that when we stress the word, right? It's for, no, for example, who is this for? Who is this for? Who do I give it to? You stress the word, and it's the strong form. But did you know that 90% of the time we don't stress the word and we don't use the strong form? We use the weak form. Exactly. So actually, how do you pronounce these words? F, t, duh, or ju, ya, ya. How strange is that? But that's how we really pronounce them. And that's what you are listening to when you listen to native speakers, right? They don't say, it's for you. They say, it's fu you. It's fu you. Or even, it's mimics explosion. For you. It's fu you. It's fu you. The you is stressed, right? It's for you. For example, let's take do, right? I do like pizza. I'm stressing it, right? I do like pizza. Do you like pizza? Yeah. Do you like pizza? You see? That's the unstressed form. In our phrases from the beginning, I'd like to get a ticket to London. A ticket to London. It's not to, it's ta, right? You could say to if it was, I want a ticket to London, not from London, because you're stressing to. But normally, a ticket to London. A ticket for two. A table for two. Go to the restaurant. A table for two. A table for two. I've changed to f, right? A ticket to London. Good. So you may be thinking or asking, Keith, what are these small words that have a weak form and a strong form? Well, there's a lot, but the main ones are auxiliaries, right? Like these: be, do, have, can, o, be. Was where, o, do. Duh, o, have, o, can, kun. Personal pronouns: o, you, ya, o, he, hi, o, she, sha. Prepositions: o, to, ta, o, at, o, of, o, for, fa. Conjunctions: o and an, o, but, o, than, thin. By and large, it's the schwa sound that we are using in the weak form. Not always, but usually. So that's it. The weak form is really, really important. Let's move on. Next, I'm going to mention contractions, right? To contract is to reduce. Contractions are where, for example, instead of saying I will, I'll, I am, I'm. In spoken English, we normally use contractions. In written English, especially academic English, we don't. But when you're speaking and listening to people in conversations or watching films, you will hear these contractions. Some examples: I'll instead of I will, I'd instead of I would, should've instead of I should have, I would've instead of I would have, I'd've instead of I would have. Example sentence: I'd like to get a ticket to London, or I should have called before coming. We also had you should have asked. I would have been happy to do it, or simply it's fine, it's fine. Drop your T, drop your it. It's fine. Let's move on. And now, number 5, connected speech. And this is the biggie. This is the big one that makes listening really difficult. But once you get this, your listening skills are just gonna rocket. So here's the rule, okay? When a word ends with a consonant sound and the next word begins with a vowel sound, we usually connect the two words. We can either connect the sounds or add a sound to make the connection. Let's have a look at the first chunk we mentioned before. I'd like to get a ticket to London, right? There are two connections here. 1. Getta, we link them. 2. Ticket to, ticketa, we link them. But since the T repeats, we use just one. So, getta, ticketa. Got it? I'd like to get a ticket to London. More examples. In the phrase, I should have called you before coming, called you becomes called you. The you is ya, right? So, called you. It sometimes sounds like a duh or ja sound. Try it. I should have called you before coming. Close your eyes. I should have called you before coming. Can you hear the ja sound? Great. Another example. I should have asked. Should have asked becomes should have asked, asked, vasked. Notice, we often drop the K in asked, so you should have asked. Another one, I would have been happy to do it. Here, we add a sound. Do ends with a vowel sound. It starts with a vowel sound, so we insert a w sound between them. So, do it, like a wit. Try it. I would have been happy to do it. Another one, I didn't want to trouble you. Here, we connect didn't and want and drop the T. So, I didn't wanna Want to, wanna. Try it. I didn't want to trouble you. Close your eyes. I didn't want to trouble you. Can you hear it? If you can, you're starting to get the gist and get the hang of it. Excellent. Final thoughts. Those are some examples of connected speech. So, as you're listening intensively or extensively, try to notice the connected words. Try and listen to them, stop if you need to, and repeat them. If you have a transcript, mark the connections. It's just about building up the habit and starting to notice this, right? Let me go through those 4 sentences we began with and see if you can start hearing the different things. 1. I'd like to get a ticket to London. 2. Can you pay by cash? 3. You should have asked. I would have been happy to do it. 4. Ah, that's fine. 5. I didn't want to trouble you, right? Excellent. Hopefully you are starting to notice. What would be great is to go back and listen again. Make a note of all of these features. They're in there. They're in English every day. And all of this will help you understand native speakers much, much better. It's the key to your success in IELTS listening, right? So, as I began, shall we go and have a good day? Shall we go? Let's go and have a good day. Just before you go, though, I hope all of this helps. If you're looking for more practice or additional details about listening skills, be sure to follow the link below to the website. There's a full article with even more information available. Also, don't forget to check out the Fluency Gym. It's fantastic for improving your listening and pronunciation. If you enjoyed this video, take a look at my online course on Udemy, Get a Band 7+. It's a great way to level up and get fully prepared for your upcoming speaking test. It's been a pleasure being with you today, as always. Do take care, stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you next week with a brand new video and fresh ideas. Take care now.